welcome to the channel. I'm Ricky Myers, and this is my little place on the internet where I get to share with you my obsession, my love of collecting music, movies, and books. And today I got a cup of coffee and I've got my second recruit training battalion coffee mug from Parris Island. Yeah, when I went to Parris Island back in 1983, there were 4 recruit training battalions, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. And then, of course, 4th, all women who join the Marine Corps go to Parris Island. If you're a male and you join the Marine Corps, it depends on where you enlisted in the United States, because there is recruit training in San Diego and recruit training in Parris Island, South Carolina, or at Parris Island, South Carolina. So if you are west of the Mississippi when you enlist, or wherever you enlist at, that's where you go for your boot camp. And if you are east of the Mississippi River, you go to Parris Island. Hold on. That is good coffee there. So one other thing I'll say about Parris Island before we move into the collection. Didn't even mean to talk about that. There's always a rivalry between Marines who went to San Diego and Marines who went to Parris Island as to which one was more difficult, harder, what have you. And the truth is, it's not the location that is hard. It is the Marine drill instructor that takes a teenager, breaks them down, removes all self-identity, and then builds them back into a killing machine for Uncle Sam. That's what's hard about boot camp, not what state boot camp is located in. I totally believe that you could take a party city like Key West, Florida. You put Marine Corps boot camp there and it will be misery for those people that go there. So it's the Marine Corps drill instructor, not the state that it's located in. So here's what I want to do. I spoke about this in one of the other videos, that I wanted to do a better job of going over the items that I pick up in a week's time for my collection, because time just marches on and I never get the opportunity to talk about them. And I primarily want this channel to be about my love of collecting these things. So these are the items that I picked up this week. And I'm going to start with music. CDs. I picked up these CDs. They cost $2.50 each. And this is what I added to the collection. I'll do them alphabetically. So the first one here is Blackfoot. Hold on just a second. Okay, I'm back. I wanted to try to get some of this reflection out of there. I just need to figure out where I need to hold it at, into that dark area that is my gym over there with the lights turned out. But Blackfoot, this compilation here, it's got 18 songs on it. And if you see that, that is a blood blister from shoveling all this damn snow that's come this way this year. Anyway, there's 18 tracks on this thing. Pretty much every well-known song from Blackfoot. $2.50. Angle those up so that they don't. That's the challenge. I think everybody has the same challenge of how to put these things on without reflecting back on themselves. Okay, next up, $2.50. Compilation from Deep Purple entitled When We Rock, and When We Roll, We Roll. And what do you got on there? You've got 8 songs on there. And yes, I have all these songs from other formats, but you know, it's Deep Purple. I'm a completist. That's part of the sickness that is collecting, right? Next up is After the War by Gary Moore. And anytime I see any Gary Moore CD that I don't own, I pick it up. Next up, I picked this one up. I'm really not that familiar with this one. One day I'll tell you the story about the one time that I saw this band in concert. Well, I saw 3 songs before security came and removed myself and my friends from the show. Guess we were being a little obnoxious, had a little bit too much to drink, but we did see the opening act, the Hooters, though. Next up, another compilation disc, $2.50, Quiet Riot, entitled Winners Take All. And I was looking at these songs. There's 10 songs on here. Come On Feel the Noise, Party All Night, The Wild and the Young, Winners Take All, Mental Health, Scream and Shout, Put Up or Shut Up, Mama We're All Crazy Now, King of the Hill, and Let's Get Crazy. To me, it's crazy that Slick Black Cadillac nor Thunderbird are part of this compilation, but picked it up anyway. Back to that being a completist. Here's one I had back in the day. Haven't listened to it probably since the 80s. Survivor, Vital Signs. But for $2.50, it's now part of the collection. Pick this baby up and tell me this one's not worth $2.50. Yes, Close to the Edge. And the final one, little ZZ Top action, Tres Hombres. So all of those cost me a total of $20. That's $2.50 each. Okay, so I paid $20 for those. Then I paid on eBay, which I don't really like buying off of eBay, but picked up this soundtrack to Thief of Hearts. You might say, man, that is not worth $20. But hey, right, to me, I wanted it. These songs are mainly done by Harold Faltermeyer, who did a lot of the songs in the Top Gun soundtrack. And I thought Giorgio Moroder might have been on here too, but maybe I'm wrong about that. Just Harold Faltermeyer. So actually, Thief of Hearts, that brings me to the next thing. So I got this after watching this, which I also bought off of eBay. I forget the price of this, like $8 or so, $8 or $9. Had not seen this movie since the 80s, where I'd seen it a couple of times in the 80s. I don't know if there's anything worth looking at inside, not really. Just the disc. Okay, so anyway, had not seen this movie since the 80s. I think it holds up well. There is one cheesy scene where Stephen Bauer takes off his shirt, but other than that, he's on a yacht. He's just, that was a little cheesy. But other than that, the movie, I just found it to be, it's a great movie. I like it. Might not be your cup of tea, but I like it. Now, the cast in this thing, it was Stephen Bauer and Barbara Williams. You also had Norm from Cheers, and David Caruso had a part in this movie also. So anyway, picked that one up for about $9, and then after watching it, this became a must-have, and so now I have it all. I also picked up another movie on Blu-ray, one of my favorite movies. This is The Lords of Discipline, starring David Keith. Actually, I'm going to go through the names. There's a bunch of great guys in this, but let me get ahead of myself. So this came out in 1983 on, I believe, February 18th. So that's coming up. You're probably going to see something about this on my channel, just because this movie has been just such a part of my life since I read the book by Pat Conroy, and of course saw the movie numerous times in the Marine Corps. It was always one of the movies that was in the barracks. But so here's the source material. I did not get this week. These are things that I've had. This is the paperback version of the book, The Lords of Discipline by Pat Conroy. And this is my hardcover first printing. I would guesstimate that this is probably worth about $200 now, maybe 300 now that Pat Conroy has passed away. It's been a while since I think he died back in 2016. I'm going to try to throw photos up, but I met both Pat Conroy and someone I'm going to talk about later, but I met Pat Conroy in Beaufort when his book South Abroad came out at a book signing. And I'll talk a little bit more about that later, but if I can locate that photo, I'll throw it up maybe at the end of the video. So this is based off of that book. Now, some of the people that are in here, man, let me tell you, Michael Beihn, that you'll know from Terminator, Aliens, Navy SEALs, The Abyss. You also had Bill Paxton, also from Aliens, Twister, True Lies with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Let's see who else you might have had. Rick Rossovich, also from the Terminator, Navy SEALs, but most importantly, Slider from Top Gun. So anyway, made a couple of notes here to look at on this one. Judge Reinhold also was in there. Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Stripes, Beverly Hills Cop. Anyway, so a bunch of young actors who hadn't hit it big yet were in this movie. I don't know if I showed you the back of that or not. So basically, for those who haven't seen this or know what this is about, it's sort of autobiographical for Pat Conroy about, and then mixed in with a make-believe story. But it's about his time at the Citadel in South Carolina. And I don't know, just one of those movies that's always been a part of my life. So now I've got the Blu-ray on it, and it'll go in my collection with the books that I have also of it. So next up was, I came across this paperback for The Great Santini, and this is the original paperback, first issue, first printing for The Great Santini, which is, I would say it's probably the best book by the same author that wrote The Lords of Discipline, Pat Conroy. I would say this is his greatest book. Now, this is what I picked up for the unbelievable price of $1 at a thrift shop. I've been looking for this particular paperback for quite a while. Here's some stuff from my Great Santini collection. This is a nice copy. I like that artwork on there. I mean, it's a drawing, and then on the back you got another drawing with scenes from the book. But this was not the original. This is one that came out much later. So I have that. I also have my first printing hardcover. It's got a protective cover on it, which is why you get that glare there. Okay, this one, I would guesstimate to you that this is probably about $1,000, this book right here, right? $1,000. Yes. And there's a couple reasons why. The biggest is that Pat Conroy has passed away, and that this is one of his biggest books. If I'm able to locate a photo of this, I had Pat sign this back in 2009 when at that book signing for South Abroad. I had him sign this. I had him also, that Lords of Discipline is signed. I had him basically sign everything that I had. But we stayed at a bed and breakfast, and it was all for the Beaufort Film Festival was honoring the movie for this. So it coincided with Pat Conroy he lives in the area, and he also had a book signing for his new book. So not only did I get to meet Pat, the bed and breakfast that we were staying at sold a package that would let us get in early for the book signing. So that's how I was able to get like all 8 of my books signed by him. There was a huge line that went all the way around the building, down the street, waiting to get their books signed by Conroy. But one of the special things that this B&B sold in this package was they said, we will have a special guest from one of the movies that have been made from Pat Conroy's books, and they will join you for cocktails on the porch of this big southern plantation type style bed and breakfast. They wouldn't tell us who it was, so we were all like, oh, could it be Robert Duvall, who played the Great Santini? Could it be David Keith from the Lords of Discipline? I was like, who will it be? It turned out that it was Michael O'Keefe. And if I find that photo, it'll be at the end of this video also. But Michael O'Keefe played the son Ben in the Great Santini film version which, there you go, Robert Duvall on there. I don't think there's no photos of Michael O'Keefe on this. But anyway, a lot of you may know Michael O'Keefe from playing the role of Danny in Caddyshack. And he's done other things also, but for me, the special thing was The Great Santini. So anyway, finally able to add a first printing paperback. And man, for $1, you can't beat that. So then I have one last item. This is the very first VHS I have bought. I don't know why I'm adding another collection thing to my things that I collect, but I love this movie. Love the soundtrack from this movie. Has special meaning for me. This was the movie that I watched the night before I left to go into the Marine Corps, even though it has nothing to do with the Marine Corps. I saw it the night that I went before. Of course, Lou Gossett Jr. won a Oscar for Best Supporting Actor in this movie. Hey, this also has, now that I think about it, this movie also has David Keith, another great David Keith movie. And did I go over... yeah, I think I went over whatever I wanted to go over. But anyway, it was $1. So I'm like, you know what? I just like it just for the artwork on it. I'll put it in my office. So I may pick up some more VHSs just of movies that I like, because honestly, I don't even have a way to play a VHS. You know, I'm a DVD, CD guy. But I love the packaging. I love the artwork. One of my favorite movies, so I got it. So anyway, I'd like to try to make this a regular where I just go over what comes in a week. Maybe it's just a couple of items, or in this case, there was quite a few items. And I know next weekend I'm going to a library sale, and I usually always come out with good stuff. CDs, DVDs, books, hardcover, paperbacks, what have you. So we'll see if I pick up anything this week. I don't have anything. I'm not looking at anything on eBay right now, so that probably won't happen. But we'll see what comes out of the Ashburn. No, it's not Ashburn. It's the Brambleton Library sale next Friday. So guys, that's what I've added to my collection. Hey, if you've added something to your collection, drop it down in the comments. I'd be curious to see what you've picked up, whether it's music, movies, books, whatever you collect. And until next time, happy collecting.